Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Biz Talks with Fred Holmes. You probably guessed it. I'm Fred Holmes. Welcome to my home office. Very excited about tonight's broadcast. I have as my guest this evening, Jiri Hradsky from British Columbia. For those of you who aren't familiar with Jiri's story, he is a veteran of decades in the network marketing profession, a multi-million-dollar income earner long before he joined Zija, and again, a multi-million-dollar income earner with this company. And so I'm going to be bringing him on to this side of the broadcast in just a couple of minutes. But first, what I want to do is I want to welcome all of you that have been invited as a guest to take a few minutes, learn a little bit more about what we're doing here with Zija International. It might have been a friend or a family member, maybe a coworker, has been sharing with you ways to create additional income stream, perhaps find a way to create financial security. I've had the privilege of being in or around this industry for over 30 years. Back in the 80s, I was a cross-country truck driver, and I had a burning desire to go beyond that. Not that I didn't love driving trucks. I did. I loved driving trucks, but as my son was hitting school age, had some educational challenges, and I needed to find an environment where I could create a six-figure income, because I was going to be responsible for providing those specialized services, but I also needed a way to create time freedom to be with him. And the profession of network marketing is fulfilled on all of those promises, including the ability for me to actually retire within 10 years. And that changed everything in terms of, my outlook on life, to be able to do the things that I wanted to do. Several years ago, actually almost 10 years ago, I came out of retirement to join Zija International. There we go, Zija International. It was just an infant of a company back then. And most people missed this opportunity because they didn't see what it could become. In the last 12 months, we have been putting together something to launch this company in 2018, unlike anything the profession of network marketing has ever seen. And so what we're going to do this evening is I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to introduce you to what it is, who Zija International is and what we have happening. Probably never before in the 30 plus years that I've been around this industry are people more interested and more open to hearing about alternative ways to create income. And that may be because of the uncertainty in the economy, the global marketplace, whatever the situation is, people are starting to recognize if they are going to ensure their own financial security for them and their families, if they're going to enjoy the life of having some time freedom and flexibility in their schedule, they're going to have to be accountable and responsible for themselves. And for many people, the network marketing profession is the perfect vehicle because it allows somebody to start on a part-time basis, minimal time investment, financial investment, but to be able to build something that can create true long-term residual income. And when I was first introduced to Zija International, the singular advantage I had is I'd already done this before. I knew what to look for. And let me maybe share that with you and help you, if you're looking at this for the first time, see what I saw almost 10 years ago. Number one, I look for the experience and track record of the corporate team. Zija International's founder and owner is a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. Ken has created two of the industry's long-term, multi-decade, multi-billion-dollar companies. His first company started over 40 years ago, still in business today. His second company started over 30 years ago, still in business today. They have done multiple billions of dollars in sales. Now, what's unique about that is in the history of this enterprise of network marketing, there have been thousands, tens of thousands of companies that have come and gone, yet there's only a couple of dozen that have stood the test of time. Maybe 25, maybe 30 companies in almost 7 decades have been able to stand the test of time. Ken Brailsford's the only man that has built 2 of those companies. Now, in addition to what Ken's done, some of the profession's most noteworthy long-term successful companies have been spawned from Ken's tutelage. People that worked for Ken years ago were the founders of, Sunrider Products, For Life Research, Tahitian Noni, Zango. I mean, this man, Ken Brailsford, without question, has not only the best reputation in the profession, the greatest amount of experience, the most positive success record. That's the first thing I looked at. Second thing I would look for is products. Now, in the product arena, I look for products that are, first of all, first to market. Okay, it's always best to be number one, be first to market. Look for products that are highly consumable, ideally something that is consumed on a daily basis, reordered on a monthly basis. This keeps a ongoing, flow of volume through the business. But the most important ingredient in products is the product has to really work, because that's what this business is. If you're looking at a true long-term opportunity, it is a business of developing a consumer base that's going to use your product day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, because that's what creates residual income. Now, Zija International, when we first started up, we were first to market with Moringa oleifera. You're going to want to research that. Moringa oleifera, the National Institutes of Health's Botanical of the Year in 2008. They said then that this was the most nutrient-rich botanical they had ever studied, and today it continues to be number 1, most nutrient-rich botanical. We were first to bring the most nutrient-dense varietal of moringa to the marketplace, and we put it into a great-tasting beverage, something you could drink on a daily basis, get all your nutrition. We were first to market with an all-natural, healthy weight management system. Since the origins of our company, we have been first to market in several product categories. We were first to market with an all-natural, healthy sports nutrition line. Okay, in today's marketplace, the fastest growing segment of nutritional supplementation is sports nutrition. But if you look at what's out there, nothing but, artificial color, artificial sweeteners, soy-based proteins. Again, Zija International, first to market with a complete line of sports nutrition products that are cutting edge, healthy, natural, without any of those ingredients. Zija International, first to market with available to the consumer, a line of clinical grade essential oils. The essential oil market space has been around for many, many years. There's 2 companies that dominate that. They're billion-dollar-a-year companies, and Zija is the only company that brings to market clinical grade essential oils. We're first to market with essential oils that work at the gene expression level. Nobody's doing that. That's cutting edge science. Zija International, first to market with an all-natural, healthy skincare line. And now we have a line of consumer products, the kinds of things people use every single day. Toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, skincare. The kinds of things that can create a true long-term residual consumer base. And once again, Zija International, just a couple of months ago, introduced the world's most effective water purification product to provide clean drinking water, doing it at literally about 30% of the cost of North America's most popular water filtration system. Zija International, on top of everything else, we've created an infrastructure that literally makes us look like we've been in business 40 or 50 years. We are 100% vertically integrated. We control the plantations our raw moringa products are grown in. We own our own pharmaceutical grade manufacturing facilities. Folks, nobody in the nutritional market space manufactures to pharmaceutical grade quality. We have expanded internationally, and every bit of Zija International's growth has been bought and paid for. Okay, we are a debt-free company. And while today we have the infrastructure where we could literally, as we speak, produce over $1 billion a year in the sales of our products. We're literally only a very small percentage of that volume, hence the opportunities for 2018. And so if you're looking for a vehicle where you could commit some time to, work with professionals like the gentleman I'm about to introduce you to, who have already gone before and learned the system, they broke the code, and they're willing to assist you. What if you had an opportunity to be with a company before the masses that 5 and 10 years from now, people would be saying, boy, I wish I could have been with Zija back in 2017 and 2018. If you had that opportunity, would that be worth exploring? Would your family, the goals that you have for yourself, would those be the kinds of things that would be important enough to take a look? And that's what we want to share with you this evening. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to invite Jiri to come over. Jiri, I'm going to bring you over to this side of the broadcast. Let me see if I can get this here. I want to introduce you to a gentleman who's become a very good friend of mine, Jiri and his wife, Wanda. Hey, Jiri, how are you? Let me just mute you here. Yeah. Good to see you, Jiri. How are you?
I can complain except we got the snow. You know, you guys in California are all kind of fortunate. No snow. I shoveled snow twice today.
It was kind of funny when I was talking to Jiri earlier in the week. He was saying, yeah, we're snowing. I took Wanda out to do some shopping. She doesn't like driving when it's so snowing. And I felt really bad. I was sitting on the patio. I didn't even have a shirt on. I was sitting on the patio barefoot in shorts getting the sun.
Well, you don't have to tell me about it now.
Yeah, really. Jiri, so great to have you with us. And I was just introducing you folks. One of the reasons why I'm so excited to have Jiri as part of this broadcast is what we want to do tonight is to give you an idea of what it takes to become successful. I've known Jiri for a number of years, but Jiri is a veteran of this industry. He's been in the industry decades. I think you started when you were, what, 4 years old, Jiri?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Jiri was a multi-million-dollar income earner in this profession and retired long before Zija. And then came out of retirement to join our company, and this was a number of years ago when we were a little dinky company, and has already duplicated that again. He does this primarily from his home in beautiful, I'd say the word, the valley. Where are you at?
Okanagan Valley in British Columbia.
Yeah, there you go. I can't say that, and which is pretty impressive because I know you guys don't get a lot of snow there, so it's got to be cold. But Jiri, what I wanted to do tonight is take a few minutes, give people an idea of where network marketing professionals come from. Maybe you can start out and share a little bit about what was going on in your life. What were you doing before you were first introduced to this profession?
Well, I actually, emigrated out of, used to be Czechoslovakia, now it's the Czech Republic. And when I was 18 years old, and the only thing what I could say in English was, okay, I had no knowledge of English language. I had no knowledge of what to say, what to ask for. I had no money. I was just totally broke. But you know what? I came into Canada, 3 days I was at work, already working, and everything was okay. I mean, I couldn't argue. I mean, wood in Czechoslovakia or wood in Canada is a wood, so trade is a trade. But very quickly, I discovered that, I don't want to work for somebody else. So 6 months into it, I started my own business. And it was great. We kept building the business and so on. It was actually in Ontario, outside of Toronto. But the problem was I was working seven days a week from morning till night. And that somehow I didn't like it. And so we actually moved into British Columbia after I sold a commercial property and everything. It was 1983. I became a ski bum. I became a ski instructor. Okay. And being a ski instructor, I mean, it looks cool, I mean, you walk, you get all these beautiful ladies teaching how to ski. I mean, it's very prestigious. I hope my wife is not listening. But anyway, the challenging part was that end of the month came in, and there was no money left for anything else. I had done that for over 5 years, and I said, I got to start doing something else. And that's when I was introduced in the network marketing industry. And, I don't regret it whatsoever.
So now, most people don't have that story. Immigrant from Czechoslovakia, ski bum, network marketing professional. Now, we have a lot of people that are always wondering, well, what's the best way to introduce somebody? How did you get introduced to network marketing? Who told you about it?
Well, it's actually very interesting. A friend of mine called me and says, Yuri, you got to go see this. And I said, well, what is it? So we can make a lot of money. I says, okay, I'm in. And I went to this presentation. It was 1984. And we drove to another town, a couple hundred miles away. We get there and it's full. I mean, must have been 150 people. And there's this young kid. He must have been like 18, 19 years old. And those days, you remember, we were doing circles on a board and how we're going to make money, all that stuff. And he's there and he's jumping and making the circles and, throwing all these numbers. And I look at it. I stand back. I says, you know what? If this kid can make circles, I can make circles too. So that was my first exposure to network marketing. Unfortunately, the company didn't last and so on and so forth because, it was a learning experience.
Very good. And, that's kind of interesting because if you look at the industry and all the people, and you've experienced this, I've experienced this, most people were introduced to this type of business through a friend or a coworker, somebody they knew, most people. And it's not uncommon, most people's first or second experience in a network marketing company wasn't the best experience. Same thing with me. My first company, I was there 2 years and had to go to a second company to actually make the real money. Now, over the years, you'd become extremely successful, proficient at doing this. I know that you guys were in retirement, enjoying the good life. I know you, like me, you like your cars, right? You like your cars. Didn't you just get a new Porsche?
Yeah, GT3, 2018.
Check you out, dude. I'll run my M6 with you.
Yeah, no problem, anytime.
Sorry about that, folks. We do this all the time. So tell me, because, you're the kind of guy, in a lot of ways, kind of like me, when you were introduced to Zija, I know you really didn't need to go do the deal again, especially with basically a startup company. Tell me what it was about Zija International that made you decide to go do this one more time.
Well, at the time, I had a friend of mine out of Toronto kept calling me and says, Yuri, you got to have to look at this. You got to look at this, and do I really have to? I was actually doing consulting, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but I consult for 8 years for a network marketing company. And I was under the contract that I couldn't really, start doing another company, joining another deal. I mean, that's kind of a law. And he just kept bugging me. It got even to the point where when he called me, I said to my wife, see the phone number? This is the phone number. When you see that phone number, don't answer the phone, right? And as I said, the money was good. I was enjoying myself for a couple of days a week type of a thing. But what really grabbed me is when David actually says, you have something common with the gentleman who's starting this company. And that kind of perked me up. And I said, okay, well, tell me more. Who it is? He says, it's Ken Brailsford. I says, you must be kidding me. Because I was in Ken Brailsford's previous company called Jiri International. I was there for 12 years. And I mean, he succeeded in 2 companies. So I said to myself, you know what? The guy succeeded twice. He doesn't want to blow it 3rd time. But at the time, I still couldn't do so. But I registered, and so on. I started taking a little bit of product. I liked the product. When my contract finished was like 6 years ago. I said, okay, now is the time to go and get to work. And here we are today.
And in that time, Yuri and his wife, they've become triple diamonds, multiple 7-figure income earners, Mercedes-Benz recipients, on and on and on. Yuri, here's the big question, and we'll kind of maybe wrap it up on this. Clearly, people that know what to look for have been attracted to this company. And that's very few of us that have had the experience of being around, been there, done that, seen it. To know what to look for, and I think this is really kind of very illuminating for people that are maybe looking at Zija right now for the first time, to hear from people with your level of experience and why you were attracted to the company. The big question for people, and this is because most people don't get what our profession is. They think it's kind of like the lotto. Get in at the beginning of the company. That's where the only people that make the money, right? Get in at the top, right? You and I, of course, know that that's silly, because those types of things, one, they don't last, and just because you get in the beginning doesn't mean anything. You got to build a real business. What would you say to somebody that was looking at Zija and going, well, you know, you've been in business 10 years. Is there really opportunity today? What's the difference in Zija today going into 2018 versus when you got involved, when I got involved?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, you know, 10 years ago, there was only one product. And it was very challenging just working with one product. But I feel that today we have everything, as you mentioned, everything is in a place. Everything is, you don't have to go through pains and, you know, all kind of problems and what startup company has and so on. That's being done. And every company has that. So that's being done. So I think we are starting in a point now where, I mean, I can go into town. I live in town about 120,000 people. And I says, did you heard of Zija? They go, what? Did you hear Moringa? What? So there's such a huge market and global market as we're going through, you know, the instant messaging, and we're talking right now, you are way away, you know, we can have a conversation. So I think the timing is perfect. And even more so, by the way, I just want to make this one point. I just saw a newscast from Vancouver yesterday, and there is more and more people. They go to work, but more and more people, they actually living on the street in their van or in their, you know, motorhome and so on, because they can't afford the rent. It's crazy. You know, everything is millions of dollars and so on. So people need additional income. And if you're looking for additional income or even full-time income, I think Zija, it really is. And I think Zija is going to be, no, I know Zija is going to be for a long time. In my age, I wouldn't be here sitting talking to you, you know, if I would know that nothing's going to happen tomorrow, we're going to go sideways. So yeah, I feel very confident, and I'm really pleased to be part of Zija and be where we are.
Jiri, it's always a privilege to be able to spend time with you because you bring so much experience, you know, to the table. And I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your cold winter day there in BC to join us on this broadcast. Jiri, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Florida in February, right?
Yeah,
Diamond Club event. Thanks again, Jiri. Give my best to Wanda.
You're welcome. Pleasure to be
thanks,
here.
Jiri. We'll let you go back to the other side here.
Thank you.
There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you've had the opportunity here this evening is a company, okay, unlike anything the industry's ever seen before. And just to give you some interesting statistics, Zija International completed its 10th year anniversary. It's already in the top 1% of companies in this profession because it's been in business 10 years, okay? Our company today has put into place the infrastructure at the corporate level, the product level, the facilities level, to create $1 billion plus a year in manufacturing of product sales. We're only, you know, a small percentage of that in size. And so unlike most people, today is an opportunity to join a company that's poised for accelerated growth without having to go through the growing pains of being in at the beginning. And I will tell you that probably the most significant part of timing with our company is the fact that over the next 12 to 18 months, our company will do more sales volume than we've done in the last 10 years combined. And that's where the window of opportunity is. And so what I want to do is two things here in closing. Number one, if you were invited here to learn a little bit more about opportunity and you've heard something tonight that sounds interesting to you, get with the person that asked you to be part of this broadcast, or maybe you have a friend that directed you to the video link, you know, to the recording of this. Get the information you need. You know, if you need to try the products, try the products. You need to look at the compensation plan, look at the compensation plan. You need to meet some of the people like Jiri, myself, other of the leaders, so you can meet the people that will be working with you, supporting your efforts. Do that. But make a decision. Get involved. Number two, if you are ready to start this journey with Zija International, and all I can tell you is that in the time that I've been with this company, I am truly more excited about the direction we're taking of 2018. To me, 2018 will go down in history as the launch of this company. if you're ready to get started, join us for our new distributor training on Saturday morning. Okay, I will actually be hosting that training. We will be going through specifically the details, the foundational elements of what every successful distributor in the network marketing profession has learned and knows. And I'll be sharing that with you on Saturday morning. The person that asked you to be part of this broadcast will get you that information as well. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close it down for the evening. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Biz Talks. We're going to continue this process here. Next week, we'll be doing another presentation. And certainly join us for the Saturday morning new distributor training. With that, one last shout out to Jiri Hradsky for joining me. Thank you, Jiri. You're the best, man. I appreciate you. I've learned so much from you. And we'll do that for now. Okay, have a great rest of your evening. And Saturday morning, we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.